Just because this is a tech channel doesn't mean we can't show you how to make some awesome theater style popcorn that I eat with my family almost on a weekly basis on the weekends. The whole family loves it. I'm going to show you how to easily make it. First of all, you're going to start off with medium to slightly lower than medium heat, but you're going to want to do a lot of testing with this to see how everything comes out because your pan is going to be different than my pan. Your stovetop is going to be different than mine. We're going to start off with some butter. In this case, it's salted butter. We would prefer Kerrygold or that Kirkland's. And then after that, we like this snappy coconut popping oil. It just seems to be awesome, and it comes with the beta carotene inside of it to make the popcorn actually orange. And you can put as much butter as you want. You can start off with some recipes online, say 1 stick. I think that's a little too much. Probably going to do like half a stick or even less. And then go ahead with the coconut oil. And at that point, we would probably use maybe anywhere from 2-3 tablespoons of it. See how you like it. Just use a knife here and just pop it into the pan after it's gotten a little warm. And don't be confused, this video is sped up so you can see all the steps without having to watch it in the full length amount of time that it'll take. So here we're going to make sure that the actual butter and the coconut is actually starting to sizzle a little bit and start melting completely. Once it seems that everything is pretty warm and looks like it's sizzling in the way without making sure that we don't want to burn anything or get anything too hot, we pull out the popcorn. We prefer the Orville Redenbachers. I like to coat the bottom of the pan, and essentially you're more than likely going to be using half a cup of popping kernels. So here we're just going to focus on mixing the butter and coconut oil in with the kernels and make sure everything's covered. Make sure not to actually cover the lid completely because you're going to create a lot of steam and you don't want that steam to come back in. You want a place for it to escape. So we go ahead and tilt the cover so that you have a little bit of a spot that you can actually use to vent. And a little later, we're going to use this orange flavacol, which is essentially salt that's perfect for this type of popcorn, and wanted to mention it. You may never have heard of flavacol, but essentially many movie theaters use it and they put it on all their popcorn already. So you can actually use it for other things to season them, but essentially it gives you a little bit more of an orange color as well, and then we'll stick to the popcorn and really tastes pretty good. It essentially makes it feel that you're eating popcorn from the movie theater. So here we're just working on grabbing a bowl and getting that ready so we have a place to put the popcorn in. And another reminder here to make sure to mix the popcorn up and make sure that it doesn't splash on you. So you can close the lid temporarily, shake it all around, and then pop it back down, and then make sure to vent it again. We have this section on pretty fast, so you can just see it starting to almost begin to pop, and we're just going to mix it up again. And don't forget, if you're here just watching for the popcorn, we have a full technology channel about tech news, tips, and tutorials. Be sure to check us out and make sure to subscribe. We would really appreciate it. So here, the popcorn is about to start popping, and you want to keep watching it, making sure that you are noticing how often the pops are occurring, because you want to look for a gap in the time where you don't see much happening. You then want to quickly turn off the fire. That way you do not burn anything and ensure that the popcorn stays pretty good. A little bit of, overcooking is not going to, be the end of the world, and it will happen if your fire is on pretty strong. So that comes with balance to decide, what's the right temperature. But as you can see, it's pretty good. Most of the time, nothing falls out of the lid. There might be a kernel here or there since there is the lid being open to vent out a little bit of the steam. But essentially, shouldn't be a big issue. Just be careful with that. Obviously, be careful with the fire as well as anything getting out of the pan. And be aware that it's going to be very hot, especially with the butter and the coconut oil. And so now we went ahead and turned off the fire, and we opened up the lid here to let this escape, and you'll see there might be some butter or coconut oil on the lid in case it kind of splashed up there, so be aware of that. You can let it cool off a little bit, and that'll be what it looks like. And here's the flavicol we talked about. We're going to have links in the description for all the products that you can get on Amazon, minus the butter, where you can get that obviously from your supermarket. So we have a shaker that we bought too that we recommend for the flavicol, and just go ahead and shake that on. And we like to do this in phases. So do a little bit of the salt and then go ahead and pour that out, and then go ahead and salt it again on the bottom part and on the top, and then repeat, and just ensuring that everything is salted pretty well. And that should do the trick with at least coating it evenly. As you can see, the pan here has a little bit of black on it, but essentially the popcorn actually still tastes pretty good. And probably just by doing this video, we maybe cooked it a little too strong on the heat, or maybe a little bit too long, but essentially it still tasted pretty good, and everybody really raves about it and loves the flavor of this popcorn. And it looks really close to what you'd get at the movie theater, and it's really good when it's very hot. Many times we will put this extra popcorn also into a Ziploc bag and eat it later on, and it still tastes awesome. Be aware of that. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and we hope this video helped you make some awesome popcorn for your family.